Good morning, year one, and welcome to week 3 of maths. This week you're going to have a lot of fun because we're going to be looking at measuring volumes of water, and I'm afraid it could get a little bit messy. But before we start that today, we've got our usual part whole revision. So you're going to need whiteboards and whiteboard pens, pens and paper, and then I'll talk you through what you're going to need later. Okay? So we're looking at using part whole again. So that what you're doing is you're finding what the whole is when the two parts are, in this example, 3 and 5. So what you'll be doing is counting on from 5, count on another 3, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and the whole would be 8. Okay, so don't forget, the parts always point to the whole. So, grown-ups, if you want to pause the video now, let your child have a go, probably 5-10 minutes, and then we'll go through the answers. And as usual, if you want to do one question, go through the answer, next question, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so welcome back. Let's go through quickly. 2 and 5, part, whole is going to be 7. 8 and 5 makes a whole of 13. 10 and 5 makes a whole of 15. 12 and 8, number bond to 20, makes 20. 13 and 7 is also a number bond to 20. These are ones you want to be starting to recognise. 10 plus 5, adding another 10 bar to 5 makes 15. 11 plus 9, another 10 plus 10. Now this time we're changing it. So it's 3 plus something makes 10. So again, we're counting on. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you've done that with me, you'll be holding up 7 fingers. And then 12 to 20 is 8, another number bond. And I think you can probably work out what this one is just from the last one. Okay, it's 12 because 8 plus 12 makes 20 either way around. And then this last one, well, if we count to 20 and then add on another 10, let's do that. So starting at 14 in your fist, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got 6, add another 10 to that, becomes 16. Okay, brilliant work. Now we're going to introduce what we're doing this week. Okay, so today we're looking at capacity and volume. Capacity and volume means how much liquid there is in a container. So for example here, you'll be able to see that that's probably less than half full, whereas this one is nearly full. This one's nearly full. This one's about half full. And these milk containers aren't so good because we can't actually see how much is in them. And the same with the Coke can. So what we're going to be looking at is using transparent containers. And what we've got is we've got some examples to get you used to the language we're going to be using. So you have to imagine that this is a container. Now, is that empty or full? Tell your grown up. Brilliant, it's empty because it's all white space. This one now, what would you describe this as? Well, we'd say nearly empty. Bet you got that one. This one, now we're looking at fractions. So if that's half full there, what's half of a half? Can you remember? Brilliant, that's a quarter full. Right, this one then, if that was quarter full, what do you think this is? Excellent. This is half empty, because it's that half we're talking about. This one then is going to be the opposite of that, and that's half full. Okay. This one you may not know. That's a quarter. That's a half, which is 2 quarters. How many quarters full do you think this is? Brilliant. 3 quarters full. This one's a bit simpler. That's right. That's nearly full. And what about this one? This one we say is full. Now, often containers have a mark to here and then a bit of space above so you don't spill things. So bear that in mind, grown-ups. You may not want a child to completely top something unless they're doing this in a bath or somewhere safe. Okay, so that is what we're looking at. And they are all the descriptions we're going to be using. Okay, so your task today is having a go at filling a container so that you can show it's empty, which doesn't involve any filling, nearly empty, a quarter full, half full, and talk about the similarities between half full and half empty, grown-ups. Three quarters full, nearly full, and full. And if you want to take photos of what you've done and send them into school, that would be brilliant. But that is all there is to today's lesson. So I would suggest working in a sink or in a bath and have a go at filling the water. Now in school, we use food colouring or something that makes it obviously where you can see the marks. If you've got something like that at home, that would be brilliant. Anyway, good luck. Today's plenary is mostly going to be reviewing this and tidying up and clearing up afterwards. I'm sure you'll be able to share with that, grown-ups. And that's the end of today's lesson.